Listen, before we get into this, man, don't expect no clips, don't expect no articles. I expect you to know most of what's going on already. If you don't, I'm going to give you a quick little filler in just so you could have some idea what's going on, because the main point of this video is for me to give my opinion and insight on the situation. So you have Travis Hunter, the Heisman winner. He is a football player that is a top prospect for the NFL. He is going to draft, if not number one, he's going to draft high. You should know what a Heisman winner is. When it comes to his girl, there has been some red flags and concerns. I will give you three. The first one is the biggest one. You can go and watch Godfrey's channel. He has a video. I'm not including it in this. But Godfrey the comedian spoke on something we all witnessed and seen, which is basically Travis Hunter's girlfriend saying that he wasn't her type. She was in college. He was in high school. He sent her a DM. She dubbed him. She ignored him. But then 2 weeks later, she found out who he was. She found out who she was. Now, all of a sudden, she was interested and she was talking back to him and stuff like that. She said this on a vlog in front of him, wearing pajamas, doing a mukbanger, eating some food, things like that. So that is how we know that. She said it on camera in front of him. He's seen it. He didn't think anything is wrong with it. He's still rocking with her. That's his baby, his boo thizzle. His cinnamon twist. That's his baby. Godfrey makes a video telling him to watch out. He tells him to watch out. Something is not right. A lot of athletes have been destroyed, which, let me give this tidbit very quickly. A lot of people who are like musicians or entertainers or athletes, they typically get in the game young. And the ironic part of that is they fall for the same tricks that people fall for before they were even born. Meaning these kids don't get any history lessons. They don't go back and look at the history, and history ends up repeating itself. And in some cases, the issue is that nobody told these kids. Nobody warned them. Well, Godfrey warned him in the video, said something doesn't seem right. He was warned. What he did, he responded to Godfrey and basically said, yo, you owe this. Mind your business. We young. Mind your business. Cool. So that was done. We done with that. There are rumors that Deion Sanders talked to him, Prime talked to him and stuff like that. There are rumors about that. But nothing has been confirmed. Nothing has been confirmed. Now, the reason this became a hot topic in the first place is because when Travis Hunter had one of his best games of the season, which was his last game, he went up to his girl at the end of the game trying to get a kiss, and she dubbed him again. She was basically turning her head away, and then she was acting like she was mad about something. What some people tried to say, which is like, nobody has confirmed this, but he got like a touchdown or something, in the way that he ran up on the cheerleaders and was smiling and stuff like that after the touchdown. She might not have liked that, et cetera, et cetera. But this man just had, first off, you guys are surrounded by cameras. You're in a stadium. Everybody here can see it. And then the cameras are going to boost this like nationally, globally. So everybody's going to see this footage. And you are not being receptive of him trying to show you affection after one of the greatest games in his career. You're trying to make it about you. So that's another red flag. And a few days ago, when he actually won the Heisman Trophy, when he became the Heisman Trophy winner, that is the best player in college football. Deion had to tap her on the shoulder to get her to stand up as everybody was standing up and clapping for her. She was sitting down. So every corner of the internet, every corner of sports, every corner of every podcast, all over the internet, guys have been reacting to this, and that's how come I expected you to know most of this. But if you didn't, I gave you a real thorough catch-up. Guys are reacting to this and giving their 2 cents. Even Cameron and Mace, the rappers, they spoke on this and gave advice to Travis Hunter. which I didn't watch. I was going to react to it, but I'm like, let me just give my 2 cents on this because they gave their 2 cents. Everybody's giving their 2 cents. Let me give mine. So to me, this is what it comes down to. He's been warned. Let's just get that out of the way. He's been warned. So the fact that he has been warned, he knows what's going on. Now, I do want to say this as far as his response to Godfrey. People are upset about his response to Godfrey and stuff like that. You have to really think about what's going on, and I'm going to give you some of the dynamics. The first dynamic you have to look into is that he is with his girl, and he is committed to her, and he is with her with the intention of getting married, right? So that's already in his mind before the internet begins to dive down his throat. So now if you look in his mind, his relationship is being tested by everybody else. So you don't want to just fold at the first sign of pressure. If this is somebody you've already decided to commit to and things like that. So that could be one part of the dynamic that's going on, especially this is the other dynamic. Let's say that he actually did get through to this guy as far as Travis Hunter, and everybody is getting through to him. The other dynamic is, well, I don't plan on just leaving out of nowhere. I got to evaluate this stuff for myself and really just figure this out and do some pondering and thinking and et cetera, et cetera. So what do I look like just letting guys talk about my girl and just letting that go and not addressing it? That's going to create problems for me in my actual relationship. What am I supposed to do? Just say, you right, big bruh, and just dub her immediately, get rid of her immediately? No. He has to rectify that situation in the public because that's where it was done. It was done publicly. It wasn't done privately. He didn't DM him. He doesn't know him. He didn't call him. It's done publicly so everybody could see it. His girl could see it. He had to shut it down, and that's what it is. Now, he could disagree with all of this stuff, but even if he did agree, it would look real bad if he just cooked her immediately. Like, you got to admit, because remember, this is somebody in his mind that he's been thinking about marrying. It's hard to go from that to just flipping, for most people, to just flipping like, yo, yeah, I'm going to cut her off. And I'm going to give you another perspective that fuels all of this. If you look at everything that I just said as far as how that situation could play out, I want you to know something. In my opinion, he is an athlete, and this is like probably one of his first, this is probably the first girlfriend he got that he actually wanted. I said in my other videos, like, I don't really talk about people's physical appearance or anything like that. You can read between the lines on that. But I will say, when you look at people like Zion Williamson, let's look at Zion Williamson, who actually has a professional career. Let's look at him very quickly. Zion was this in high school. He was a top prospect of his class when it came to basketball. Zion goes to Duke. He is the man at Duke. He is a seat filler. It's going crazy over at Duke, right? Text messages leak. And it's not just text messages. It's video over a chick's shoulder of him snapping her. And he's saying stuff like, "You so beautiful. Oh, man, how do you not know you beautiful? Da, 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 da." Zion was trying to get some. I said I don't talk about people looks. The chick, who gives a about the chick? Because she's not a celebrity. The chick was ham. She was smack. I looked at it like, personally, I looked at it like, so you mean to tell me you are making the university millions of dollars? This is before NIL. You are the top guy on campus. You are the biggest star on campus. And this guy's in the dorms who don't got half the motion you got going, who are running through chicks. And I could understand if you never got chicks in your life, but still, this can't be the best you could do. This can't even be the average of what you do, because this chick is really ham. And she was so excited to be there. But the thing is, like I said in one of my other videos, chicks cannot hold water. Any type of secret, they are just willing to just tell it to anybody that has ears just because they can't help themselves. But this is the other thing. They will leverage that type of stuff for clout. And that's what the woman did. She thought, yo, I want people to see that I am desired. So let me go and put this out of the top guy on campus trying to get at me, because that validates me at such a high level. Even though it might embarrass him, it might come at the expense of his embarrassment. Him. So that's how that went. So remember that Zion was kicking game in a peak, in such a position to where he could be some of the baddest chicks on campus. Which who's to say he wasn't? But he was getting at a chick that was a absolute turkey. Just a just a turkey, bro. So listen, we passed that. So you would think after that he learned from his mistakes or something, but no. He went on to make detrimental mistakes in his professional career. Zion gets drafted. Zion becomes a professional. Zion is making millions of dollars. Zion, re-ups on his contract. I'm pretty sure he's making even more millions of dollars. He's super rich, right? What happens? Zion gets caught up because he is about to have a baby mom. Guess what? His baby mom is like some right, right, right. Okay, you following me? She is a professional adult actress, right? She's something like that. If that's not what she was something like that, to where when I looked her up, she was shaking on a table with her raw cheeks out on a podcast. That's what she was doing. That's who he decided to make his baby mom. But when we get past that, that triggered, I forget what the chick's name is. I don't even care. That triggered another star to go absolutely ballistic in a way we have never seen. She was crashing out on Twitter saying, "Oh my goodness, Zion, answer your phone." Just harassing Zion and just saying so much on the internet for 2 days. So what we begin to find out is Zion had multiple stars on payroll, right? On payroll. So why did I bring up Zion? Zion is somebody, because there are a lot of guys in the NBA like this, who might have been a top athlete, but was never getting girls. He was never getting girls in his youth. His game is on a basketball court. His game is not with the. So he didn't cultivate that in his childhood. He didn't cultivate that in his early adulthood, or really in his adulthood at all. And what he has resulted to is two things. Number one, when he didn't have money, he was getting it ugly and just kicking some of the worst game you ever seen. But once he got money, he was just paying for this and had chicks on payroll for this. So all of that, just to let you know, just to paint you a picture, there are a lot of athletes that just because they are global figures, that doesn't mean they are getting. So when you look at Travis Hunter in this situation, it's possible that he hasn't been getting any girls at all through his whole life or just through high school. And this is the first time he got a chick that he wants. So he really don't know how to navigate the game. If you really think about some of the times where you've done really dumb stuff with chicks when you were young, that's when some of the worst mistakes happen, especially if nobody has equipped you with any game, if you haven't seen certain things that shape you and mold you in a way to be more careful and to be more aware, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's what's going on here. He doesn't really have the tools or just the experience to really discern this chick just wants him because she sees the potential in being with him and what the future could hold for him. This is a prime example why I and other people who are and stuff like that give the advice to where you should go for the girls who want you, not the girls that you necessarily want. And if the girls you want don't want you to any degree, to any level, yeah, you might have to step your shit up to where you can begin to attract those types of women and stuff like that. But that's something for another day. But to get back to the point, when we look at the Gavri situation, all of that 360, all the stuff that I just went over, could be contributors to why he responded like that. So just imagine he doesn't get girls. He never really got girls. This is the first girl he got with that he wants. He's head over heels and stuff like that. And she's being childish and just like, real resistant to him in a lot of different situations. He's just like any other man as to where he has his desires and he puts his value on a chick for whatever reason or looks or whatever the case may be. But the issue with that is a lot of guys fall because of things like that, as far as them putting the chick on a pedestal and it being the wrong chick, them not doing the vetting, them overlooking red flags, and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, Dion got divorced. I already mentioned Eddie Murphy got divorced. I mentioned that in a whole other video and stuff like that. And he was aware. He was in a position where he did the Eddie Murphy Raw special. He was aware of what marriage comes with. But that's the thing. It's such a risky thing. And we are conditioned to believe in it. We are conditioned to believe in it. But the laws of the land have made it so not just unadvantageous, but they've made it detrimental to get married, especially if you were somebody in a Travis Hunter position where you were about to have millions. You were about to have a whole career. And when you break up, even if she did love you, the love be gone and they be feeling vindictive and they be wanting to take that half. They be wanting to get their half. They be wanting to get that alimony, the cars, the child support, all that stuff, and be hitting you for child support for the next, 18 years, whatever it's going to be per kid. So as far as Buddy, he is very aloof, and I've already mentioned why. The one thing that we can all say when shit hits the fan, because if he doesn't get rid of her, I can almost guarantee it'll hit the fan. I don't want to wish no bad on nobody, but I know what I know and I see what I see. When it hits the fan, oh man, just all the I told you so, they're going to be all going around and stuff like that. But when that happens, as far as all the I told you so, you cannot be mad, because it wasn't us just talking on the internet. There were multiple people adding him, people that he is close to, allegedly talking to him. He has definitely been warned. He's seen that Godfrey. If he didn't see anything, he's seen that Godfrey video to whatever extent he did, and he had a chance to watch it. So if he gets burned, he can only blame himself. There are a lot of people who get burned and nobody told them, nobody warned them, nobody said nothing. I'll be honest, even with the Godfrey shit, the message could have been better. Because what I mentioned is people don't do the history. They don't go down the line. They don't say, listen, you just seen Tom Brady got divorced. He got divorced just because he was playing the game too much. And guess what she did? She got with her personal trainer that this is probably paying for. And I can name a bunch of other athletes like Joe Smith or Matt Barnes or Scottie Pippen, which his situation turned out real nasty. But the one person that I would say that is very similar to this situation in just one sense would be the Blac Chyna Rob Kardashian situation. And the way that it is similar is that this chick was just with him for his money. She was an actual And when you are with somebody who is with you for the opportunity or because of your potential, your future, and things of that nature for superficial reasons, and you were not there to, like, what made you her type? Like, what made that happen? We all know what it was. You can be naive if you want, but again, you have been warned. Travis has been warned. And if we look at Rob Kardashian with Blac Chyna, you see how that panned out. Yeah, it's just all bad. So you got to watch out for these succubus babes. I'm done for today, man. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gone.